families, and APS students. Welcome to At Home with APS. We are so happy you've joined us this week, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
All right, kindergarten, let's warm up our listening ears. Rub your hands together with me, get them nice and warm. When they're nice and toasty, put them over your ears. Take a deep breath. Good, our ears are ready to listen. Tell me a word that rhymes with end. Bend, mend, send, lend, spend. Very good. What's the first sound you hear in able? A, long A. What's the first sound you hear in eastern? E, long E. Good. What's the first sound you hear in oath? O, long O. Good. What's the first sound you hear in using? U, long U. Good. What's the first sound in icicle? I, long I. Good. I'm going to give you some sounds. Can you help me put them together into a word? Ready? Repeat after me. G, A, M, game. Good. R, I, T, right. Good. H, E, P, heap. Good. F, I, V, five. Show me five. Good. R, ool, rule. Good. L, E, S, lease. K, O, D, code. Good. T, A, K, take. D, O, M, dome. P, Ain, pain. Good. This time we're going to go on our sound roller coaster, and we're listening for the sound at the middle, down here at the bottom of our roller coaster. Ready? Our word is hop. H, ah, p. Ah, very good. What's the middle sound? Hope. H, o, p. Long O, very good. Fin. F, I, N, I, good. Short I. Fine. F, ein, I, very good. What's the middle sound in can? K, an. Whiny A, ready? Very good. Cane. K, ain. A, long A, very good. All right. This time, I'm going to give you the whole word. Do you think you can break it up into sounds? Let's start. Might. M, I, T, might. Bail. B, A, L, bail. Good. Neat. N, E, T, neat. Fake. F, A, K, fake. Leap. L, E, P, leap. Wife. W, I, F, wife. Tote. T, O, T, tote. Peak. P, E, K, peak. Very good. Face. F, A, S, face. Cube. Q, U, B, cube. Very good. This time, we're going to start with the end of the word, and we're going to add a sound to the beginning and make a new word. Are you ready? Eep add b, beep. I'm add l, lime. Ace add v, vase. Ode add k, code. Eed add s, seed. Very good. Okay, this time we need our chopper because we're going to take off the first sound. Tell me what's left. Bait, chop, b, 8. Lone, chop, l, own. Team, chop, t, eam. June, chop, j, oon. Rise, chop, r, eyes. Very good. This time we're going to change a word. Okay, we're going to change out that first sound and make a whole new word. Joke, change j to p, poke. Poke, change p to w, woke. Woke, change w to y, yoke. Yoke, change y to s, soak. Soak, change s to j, joke. Very good. All right, friends, we're going to run through our letter sounds. I'm going to hold up the card as fast as you can. Tell me what sound the letter makes. Ready? Y, ah, qu, v, k, I, d, t, a, r, w, b, g, k, z, s, j. Excellent job, kindergarten.
Hey, hi, kindergarten. I'm Mrs. Barnett, and I teach kindergarten at Nottingham Elementary School. Hi, Bears. Today we're going to read a poem. It's called A Tisket, a Tasket. First, I'll read it. A tisket, a tasket. A tisket, a tasket. A green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love, and on the way I dropped it. I dropped it, I dropped it, and on the way I dropped it. A little boy picked it up and put it in his pocket. Now, I'd like you to read it along with me. Ready? A tisket, a tasket. A tisket, a tasket. A green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love, and on the way I dropped it. I dropped it, I dropped it, and on the way I dropped it. A little boy picked it up and put it in his pocket. Nice reading, everyone. I did a little bit of homework on this poem. This poem's over 200 years old. That's older than me. Really old. Wow. The first thing that I'd like to talk about in this poem, I'm going to get my little pen on the side here, is this word right here. I'll get a green. This word right here. That's the word pocket. Pocket. Can you think of a word that rhymes with pocket? I'll give you a hint. It's not in the poem. 10, 9, 8. Does that give you a hint? The word rocket. The word rocket rhymes with the word pocket. How do we know it rhymes? That's right. It has the same ending sound, right? So both pocket and rocket have the sound ocket in it. Can you think of some other words that have the sound ocket in them? Pocket, socket, right? Where you put the plug into the wall, the socket, the electrical socket. Pocket, socket. Both have the sound ocket in them. Anything else? Locket. Locket. It's a piece of jewelry that you wear usually around your neck, so it's near your heart. And you put a picture in it, a picture in the locket. That also has the ocket sound in it. Good rhyme hunting, everybody. The next thing I'd like to do with this poem is talk about some of the high frequency words in it. Are you ready? Okay. Let's find the word my. Can you find the word my in this poem? Let's go line by line. Nope. Nope. There it is. I wrote a letter to my love. And anything else? Nope, I don't see my anywhere else. How about the word to? Can you find the word to in this poem? Let's go line by line again. I wrote a letter to my love. Any more twos in there? I don't see any more twos. How about the word it? It. Can you find the word it? Let's go line by line. There's an it. There's another it. And another it. Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh. Two more here. Wow. It's a good thing we know that word it. Makes our poem easier to read, doesn't it? How about the word his? Can you find the word his? Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. His is right there. His. How about the word on? Can you find the word on? Nope. Don't see it there. There. On the way, I dropped it. And on the way, I dropped it. Anything else? No on there. No on there. How about the word the? The. Not there. Oh, there it is right at the end. The. Do you see it here? How about here? On the way, I dropped it. Nope. No more the. How about up? Up. Nope. Not in that line. No. No. Not there. Not there. Not there. How about this line? You got it right there. Up. And in. In. How about the word in? Can you find that one? No. 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 Don't see it there. Not there. There it is. Picked it up and put it in his pocket. That's exactly right. Can you clap out some syllables with me? What's a syllable? That's right, the syllable is kind of the beat of the word. Let's start with the word pocket. That word's right down here. Remember, pocket. How many beats do you hear in the word pocket? Pocket. 2. That's right. How about that word yellow? Yellow. How many beats or syllables do you hear in the word yellow? Yellow. Right? 2 again. How about the word tisket? Tisket. Right, it's right up here, tisket, and in the title too, tisket. Tisket. 2 again, right? And how about the word tasket? Tasket. How many syllables in tasket? It's here, tasket, here, tasket. Tasket. 2, right? So tisket and tasket, those aren't real words. Those are made-up words. Why do you think the person who wrote the poem, why do you think they made those words up? A tisket, a tasket. A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. Do you think maybe he needed a word to rhyme with the word tasket? That would be my guess. I don't know. So the last thing I want to leave you with is this poem was made really famous by a singer named Ella Fitzgerald. And she sang this this song became a big hit in 1938, which is also a lot older than me. So now I'd like to sing it with you, because I bet you've heard it before. So come and sing along with me. A tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love, and on the way I dropped it. I dropped it, I dropped it, and on the way I dropped it. A little boy picked it up and put it in his pocket. Have you heard that one? One of my favorites for sure. So thanks for reading this poem with me today. Bye-bye, everyone.
Hi, writers. I am so happy to see you today. Do you remember this book? I love this story about the boy who planted his garden, and then he encouraged the vegetables to grow, because he'd say grow carrots, grow tomatoes, grow. And I also noticed when I was reading this story that my pattern power was really activated, and that got me thinking. And it inspired me to want to write my own story. I just love the pattern in this book, and I thought I could write my own story and just borrow the pattern, the idea from this book. So I'm not going to write a story about plants, and I'm not going to write a story about vegetables. I'm going to write about something else and just borrow parts of this, like the pattern part. So what do you think I could write about? Do you have any ideas? Maybe you're thinking of some ideas already about stories you want to write later, and maybe use this pattern as well. Wow. Oh, I heard animals. How exciting. Love animal books, right? Games. Ooh, interesting. My friends. Love friend stories. My family. Another topic I love. Toys. Oh my gosh, kindergarten, you are so good at this. You come up with the greatest topics. I can always count on you guys to have such great ideas. Are you ready for what I'm going to write about today? It's a different topic. Here's a clue. I already started my sketch. I was so excited to write my book. Yeah, soccer. Yeah, I did draw a picture of soccer. My book's not going to just be about soccer, just like the little boy's story was not just about carrots. It's about different sports because I love sports, and that made me think like I could write my own awesome pattern book about sports. So here was my thinking. I'm going to share my planning with you. So my book is going to sound like this. Here's what I've got planned so far. I like to play soccer. Fly, soccer ball, fly. I like to play football. Sail, football, sail. I like to play basketball. Bounce, basketball, bounce. Are you picking up on my pattern? Yeah. So in my book idea, I'm like encouraging the ball to do what it's supposed to do in the sport, right? So that's where my idea came from. So my first page, as you can see, is my soccer page, which is my most favorite sport. So I've planned out what I'm going to write. I want to write, I like to play soccer, fly, soccer ball, fly. So those are two sentences. My first sentence I'm going to write is, I like to play soccer. Can you say that with me? Help me out. I like to play soccer. Whoa, 5 words for that sentence. I like to play soccer. Wow, let's get going. Who's got I? Awesome. And you can always practice words with your imaginary pen. We just lean forward. Wherever you are is the perfect place to be. And lean forward and practice writing our snap words, our sight words. So here we go. Is that what you wrote? Practiced? Awesome! All right, I like. Oh, I've got friends who say, I know that snap word. All right, so let's hear it. Like. This is a word we've been practicing this year. Like. Let's practice it right now. Get your finger out. Let's just make it feel a little bit easier because when you're writing later, it'll help you. All right, here we go. Like. Let's go again. Like. One more? Okay, super. Like. Thumbs up. Is it feeling a little bit easier? Awesome. All right, let's read what we have so far. I like to. Ooh, is that another word we know? Good job. I'm so proud of you. Let's see. Practice it while I write it in our story. Is that what you were practicing? 2. Man, these high frequency words are getting really easy for you. Nice job. All right, let's read what we have so far. I like to. What was I writing next? I like to play. That's right. Play is one of my favorite words to write. Have you learned it? Oh, you have? Okay, we might need a little practice. That is just fine. Let's see. What do we hear in the word play? A P? Oh, you're good. Let's keep stretching. Ooh, an L. Nice job. Hey, yes, it's like saying its name. We say it's a long sound, and it's the Y that makes it long. All right, let's see. I like to play, and we love this word. So let's do some more practicing. Play. Can you do it one more time? Okay, play. You got it? Is it easier? Awesome. I like to play soccer. I don't know that word. So let's clap it. Soccer. Okay, sock. There we go. Let's get that first clap. S. I heard people saying S. Great. S. Aw. Very good. That is an O. You're good at this. Sock. It's a C in this word. I'm gonna help. It's two C's. And then do you know the two letters that make the sound? Oh my gosh, some of you do. It is ER. Well done, well done. Soccer. Now this is my first sentence. Let's reread it. I like to play soccer. If that's my first sentence, what will I need over here? Brilliant, that's right, a period. Now remember, the way I'm going to encourage something in my book, like the boy, he was like, grow, carrots, grow. I want to tell my soccer ball what to do, which is fly, because I want it to fly to the goal, right? So fly, soccer ball, fly. All right. So here we go. What do you hear at the beginning of fly? Can you hear some sounds together at the beginning? Full, F? L, yeah, it's an F-L together. So here we go. I'm going to start with a capital because remember, I finished my sentence over here. So I'm starting with a capital letter. Full, just like you guys told me, full. And then if you know the word my, we can write fly because my is M-Y. So it's the Y that's saying I. So in the word fly, it's a Y saying that sound. Good job. Fly. Now, we just solved soccer together. I helped out a little in the middle, but you guys helped me with most of that word. So I'm just going to write that same word there, right? Soccer. And it's not the soccer I want to fly, it's the soccer ball. Very good. And ball you might hear in parts. You can hear that first sound, b. All makes ball, right? So b, we know that, right? B, good work. And have you learned all yet? Oh, I'm getting some thumbs up and some, yeah, I know that. Oh my gosh. How do we spell all? A-L-L. Good work. You guys are amazing. All right, let's see. Fly, soccer, ball. Fly, that's right. So I'm going to write it with a lowercase this time, but we already solved fly. It doesn't need to be capital now because it's inside the sentence. And I am not just going to put a period at the end of this sentence. I'm going to put an exclamation point because I don't want us to read it like fly, soccer ball, fly. I want it to be like fly, soccer ball, fly. All right. I'm so excited. Can you help me read this? I like to play soccer. Fly, soccer ball, fly. Thank you for all your help today, writers. I hope this inspired you and you'll be writing some stories later. I have some more pages to write. I still have my football page and my basketball page to write, so I've got some more work to do.
Good morning, precious children. My name is Mrs. Stutzman, and I'm one of the reading teachers at the Montessori Public School of Arlington. And today I get a chance to read to you a story about a very favorite day in our house. And I wonder if you can guess what it is. So there are candles, party hats, presents, cards, balloons, cupcakes, and a cake with candles. If you guessed a birthday, you were correct. So let's move over into our story. So the name of our story is called Birthday Party. And you can find this in the Reading A to Z. And this is a great story to practice at home after we finish reading it together. So let's do a little picture walk. Birthday Party. It's written by Cheryl Ryan and illustrated by John Kastner. When we do our picture walk, boys and girls, we're going to take note of not only the picture, but also something in the story. So notice that these guys are in a car and they're going somewhere. And in this, we have the line, we go. We're going to see if we find that again. Well, the first place they go is to a card shop. It says cards and gifts. and they're going into the store. And sure enough, it says we go. It also says we get. Now they both start with the same letter, and we're going to move on. Then they go, we go again, and they find balloons. The next place they go is to a bakery. It looks like it says Jake's Cakes. So that must be the person that owns the bakery. And sure enough, it says bakery. We go and we get. So there's things that we can look for each time we're reading. Here they're going to another store, and if you notice, there's a clue on the bag. Looks like an ice cream cone to me. We go, we get. So those are those words that we know we can pick up again. And here we have a present. Toys, toys. Wonder what they're going to get. And again, it says, we go, we get. And there they are having a great time at the birthday party with the cake and the candles. Now it's our turn to read. Birthday party. We go shopping. It is birthday party time. We go to the card shop. We get a card. We go to the balloon shop. We get balloons. We go to the bakery. We get a cake. We go to the ice cream shop. We get ice cream. We go to the toy shop. We get a toy. We go to the birthday party. We play games. We sing happy birthday. We have fun. That's the end of our story, friends. Now what we're going to do is you're going to have an opportunity to practice. So if you ask your mom or dad and your families to download this story, you can practice it too. So remember some of the things that we showed you. There's a lot of things in the book that repeat. Repeat means to say it again. So we go is one of the things that we saw that repeats. And the other thing that we noticed is we get. So we are practicing the word we, and we're also looking at the first letter in a word. All right, you did a great job. We're going to have some more fun by doing the activities. So the activities are found, families, you can find the activities in the section that is marked resources. And you can go back down into here, and as you get into this page, families, you can go to worksheets and you can click this right here. When you click this, you can download them, and I'll show you on the next part how we actually use them. Well, friends, I want to show you some more things about birthday party. You can find this on the Raz Plus page, and if you see, there is the picture of the book that we read. And as you go down the page, these are some of the lesson resources that you'll be able to use. So one of the things that you'll see are the worksheets that look like this. You're going to see little boxes, and the children can cut these out, and then they can put them in the right order according to the story. So I'm going to show you that in just a minute. The other thing I want to show you is a link to discussion cards. And last, there is a comprehension quiz. All of these things are helping our students move forward in their reading. By thinking through these questions, they're going to be able to practice phonological awareness in rhyme. They're also going to be able to practice comprehension and their sequencing skills, and they're going to learn new strategies in discussing the story. So let me flip this screen so that you can see what that looks like. So for example, here's the worksheets. And it looks like this. So the worksheets, as I showed you, has the different components of the story so that the children can sequence it. There's also another page to cut out that has to do with the rhyming. So that's our phonological piece. So beyond that, we have questions. These are discussion questions that you can talk about with your child after the reading of the story. For example, what's the main idea? Could this story really happen? In fact, this is a realistic fiction book, so we start to use those terms very early. We also have, why did the boy bring the cake and the ice cream to the party? And why did the children clap when they sang happy birthday? Another thing is, as I told you, the comprehension questions. It's really great to start our children thinking about things and giving them these multiple choice questions so that it makes them feel successful. All right, well, I guess that's all for today. I'm going to take my bag, my happy birthday bag, that has some of the things that I need to do today, which is bake a cake and fill in my card. And I'm going to ice my cake after it's cool. And then I'm going to put the candles on it and we're going to have a party. So have a great day, friends. Bye.
Hello, my name is Pamela Clark, and I'm the resource teacher for the gifted at Campbell Elementary in Arlington, Virginia. Thank you for joining me today. Today, we're going to be using a critical and creative thinking strategy to go along with the book Birthday Party. Now, Birthday Party is the book for this week on the May calendar. Today, the critical and creative thinking strategies we're going to be using are big ideas and mind mapping. I always like to start with big ideas because it's so important when you read to be thinking about, what's this book trying to tell me? What's the big idea? What's the lesson it might be teaching me? So we're going to review the story to try to think about that. Then we'll get into mind mapping. As you remember in the story, the kids went shopping for the birthday. They got a card. They got balloons. They went and got a cake. They got some ice cream. They got a toy at the toy store. And then they went to the party and they played games. And they sang happy birthday. They had a really good time. They had lots of fun. So, what's the big idea? Well, let's think about that. They had to go on some errands first, right? They had to know what they needed to get. They got a card and some balloons and cake and ice cream. Oh, and the gift, the toy. And then they went to the party and they played games. They sang to the birthday person and they just had a lot of fun. Wow, that's a lot of steps. It's hard to keep track of all that. You know what the big idea is then? Organization. The lesson we're supposed to learn is that we need to organize things so that they go well. You might think, what's organize mean? Well, when you organize things, you kind of put them in order. You group them together. You think about them. Your teacher may ask you to do this when you're writing because you want to get all the same ideas together before you do that. Or you might organize your materials in art to make sure that you have all of the things that you need for a project. You might organize your closet if it's a big mess. Maybe put all the shirts together and all the pants together, all the things that you wear that are very special together. You might have drawers or toy chests that you organize so that you can find things when you're looking for them. Organization is important. And the big idea of this book, the lesson it's trying to teach you, is that when we do something, we need to make a plan. It's important to plan things out. And the critical and creative thinking tool that we're going to use today to think about organization and planning is mind mapping. Mind mapping is such a fun strategy to use because if you love art and writing, it takes the two and brings them together. Right now, though, you're going to want to go and get some paper and crayons and a pencil. You could just get crayons and a pencil, but the colors are very important. If you have markers, you could get those instead, or colored pencils. Or if you don't have any of them right around, you can just watch. but it's nice to do a little on with me if you'd like to try that. While we're waiting for you, I thought that we'd go ahead and sing a little song that you might have learned last week. It's one of my favorites from when I was a child, so I'm going to sing it while you go and look for your crayons and paper. You just need a piece of paper where you can flip it and do two sides or two different backs of pieces of paper. Here's the song. It's Six Little Ducks. Let's see if you remember it. 6 little ducks that I once knew, fat ones, skinny ones, small ones too. But the one little duck with some feathers on her back, she led the others with a quack, 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 quack. She led the others with a quack, quack, quack. Down to the river they would go, wibble wobble to and fro. But the one little duck with some feathers on her back, she led the others with the quack, 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 quack. She led the others with a quack, quack, quack. Up from the river they would come, wibble wobble, ho, hum, hum. But the one little duck with some feathers on her back, she led the others with a quack, 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 quack. She led the others with a quack, quack, quack. Love that song. I hope you found your crayons and pencil and paper and you're all ready to start with me. Because the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and try to use the strategy, mind mapping. Now, mind mapping involves using 3 important things. You use colors and pictures and words. Say that with me. Colors and pictures and words. Say it again. Colors and pictures and words. One more time. Colors and pictures and words. Very good. Okay, we're ready to begin. Now, what we're going to do is go ahead and try to organize the book, The Birthday Party. We're going to make a mind map of the things that happen in that book. So the first thing we want to do is think about what's the main topic? Well, they're organizing a birthday party. So the first thing I'm going to put on my mind map is that birthday and a little triangle hat like I might wear at a birthday party. So if you'd like to go ahead and draw the triangle hat and try to sound out birthday, or you can copy it if you want to, birthday, birthday. Think what sounds you hear. You're going to draw the hat and write the word birthday. Because remember, this has colors and pictures and words because it's a mind map. Next thing, we're going to think about what they did in the story. Well, the first big thing they did was they went shopping. They went shopping. So for my next part, I'm going to use one color and I'm going to make an oval that says shopping. I'm using a purple marker. You could use a purple crayon and just angle it down and write the word shopping and go ahead and put a loop around the word shopping because that's going to be our next part because they did so much shopping and they were organized about it so they have everything that they need. So, what did they go shopping for? I hope you're drawing your purple line and you're making your shopping bubble. Because what we're going to do next is we're going to put a line out from that shopping bubble and we're going to put the first thing they shopped for. And that was a card. They went to the card store. So you can see I added a line and I added some other lines because I counted on my fingers and thought of the 5 different stores that they went to. So I made a line for card and I drew a picture for a card because remember, pictures are very important in a mind map. It helps your brain remember things just like words do and colors do. Next place they went was to get balloons. So look, the next thing on my mind map is the balloon, just a little picture of an oval with a string hanging down for my balloon. and I tried to spell out balloon, balloon. You can go ahead and try to write that word right next to it. Use those colors. We're using purple right now for shopping. The next thing they did was they went shopping for a cake. So next I want you to go ahead and draw a cake. Picture of a cake to remember that that was the next thing they went to get. And you can sound it out and write the word cake. C-A-K-E. Cake. Now what was the next thing they went for? Well, it was another food, another yummy food. It was ice cream. So now I want you to make an ice cream cone. You can try to sound out the word ice cream. Or if it's taking a little too much time, you can just draw the picture. Because that's a great thing about mind maps. They have a little of all of it. They have the colors and the pictures and the words. The last thing they went shopping for was, do you remember? The toy. They had to get a toy for the present. So they shopped for a little car for the toy. That was their gift. So you can see I have 5 little lines coming out of the shopping, going to the 5 different places they shopped. That's organization. We got them all grouped together in one place. Now, there's one more thing, big thing that they did. They had the party, right? So watch. I made a pink line out from the hat to a bubble that says party, starting with a P. See if you can take a crayon and use a different color than you used before. Maybe you used purple before, maybe you used blue. This time use something different than one you used first, because we use a different color from each thing coming off the main idea. So you should have that line with party. Now, what did they do at the party? Oh, I remember. They played games. So look, I wrote the word games and I drew a picture of the game they were playing. They were playing piñata. So I have a little goat piñata and a stick for them to break it with. And that's the game that's going to represent the games they played at the party. What else did they do at the party? Can you remember? That's right. They sang. They sang and they had fun. So for singing, I went ahead and put some little music notes and a candle, because usually at a birthday party, you blow out the candles while you're singing, after they sing, and then you have a lot of fun. So I put a little bit of confetti around the word fun, F-U-N. Notice again that all of the lines coming out of party are the same color. That's how we kept it organized. So we have all the pink lines coming out from party and all of the purple lines coming out from the word shopping. You see how organized that is? That helps me remember all of the parts of that book. It's nice and organized. Next, we're going to try another mind mapping. Let's remember, though, that mind mapping has to do with using colors, pictures, and words. Try it again. Colors and pictures and words again. And colors and pictures and words again. Colors and pictures and words. I love mind mapping. So much fun. Because it lets me use the artist in myself and sound out words and think of those big ideas and ways to organize things. This time, we're going to try one together and we're going to mind map a picnic. So for mind mapping the picnic, we're going to think about, well, in the center, I guess we'll write the word picnic. What symbol could we use? For the birthday party, we use the hat, the triangle hat. For the picnic, I'm going to make a square in the center. and write the word picnic. The square is going to represent my picnic blanket. Why don't you try this? Turn your paper over and try drawing a square in the middle of your paper and the word picnic. I use some colors because sometimes the picnic blankets have those little red and white crosses on them. I didn't have a red marker, so I used a bright pink one. But I made the picnic blanket in the center and the word picnic. Now let's think. What do I need to plan when I'm thinking about a picnic? I want to decide who's going to go. Maybe everybody in my family would want to go, or maybe just a few people. Let's think about the people or who's going to go on that picnic. So that's one thing I want to think about. Another thing I want to think about is when I want to go. What would be a good time to go? The next thing is where. Where do I want to have my picnic? I want to have a good place for it. And of course, the most important thing is that I need to think about what I need on my picnic. So 4 important things: who, when, where, and what I need. So I'm going to think about all those things as I make my mind map. First, I'm going to use a different color and go out. I'm going to use orange, and I'm going to go out and write the word who, and I'm going to circle it. So use a colored crayon or marker and go out and make a line and circle the word who, W-H-O. Who are you thinking of bringing? Maybe you have a sister or brother or a cousin. Might just be the people in your house right now because you're supposed to pretty much stay with those people. You might have a pet to bring though too. This might be what you have on your mind map. You might have yourself, me, M-E, mom, M-O-M, dad, D-A-D, and dog, D-O-G. I just drew very, very simple pictures, but please notice that all of them have orange lines leading out to them. Maybe you don't have time to write the whole word, but maybe you write one letter. M for me, M for mom, and D for dad, and D for dog. See what you can do to finish that part. Then we're going to think about the second part. Remember, we decided we wanted to know when we would go. So for the next one, we're going to think, when will we go on our picnic? So I used a different color than orange, and I drew a line out from the picnic blanket and wrote W-H-E-N, and I circled it. Do that with your crayon or marker. Then we want to think about when we want to go. I definitely want it to be sunny out. If it were rainy, that would spoil the fun. So I want it to be sunny. I guess I also want it to be a Saturday because on weekdays, sometimes my parents are working at home and they might be busy. So Saturday's a good day. So see, I drew a sun and I wrote SAT, an abbreviation for Saturday, S-A-T period. Notice I'm using the same color marker for all of the things that go around when. Do you remember what the next part is? Where? We want to pick a good spot, right? We want to have a great place to go and have our picnic. So we're going to use a different color from orange or blue. And this time we're going to use purple and write where. Where are we going to have it? Where is W-H-E-R-E? You want to go ahead and circle that. And let's think about where we want to have it. Oh, I definitely want there to be grass. So it's soft when I'm sitting on the ground. So I want there to be grass. You know what? It's going to be sunny, so I want some shade. I'm going to want a tree also. And What else do I want? Let's see. Grass, tree. Oh, a place to play. Maybe a playground or just a field to roll a ball in, because we shouldn't really be playing that much on playgrounds anymore. Most of them are closed. But grass, tree, and a playground would be a great place to have a picnic. And my last category, remember, when I'm organizing my mind map, is the things I need. I've got a lot I'm going to have to think about bringing, so I want to get organized for that. I'm going to use a different color from orange or blue or purple, and this time I'm going to use green. And I'm going to make a green line off of my square that says picnic, and I'm going to write the word need, N-E-E-D, and I'm going to circle it. Then, well, the first thing I know I need from the picture in the middle is a blanket, and I got to have some food. It's a picnic, right? So blanket and a food are the first things I'm going to make sure I put on. And notice I'm using the color green for all of my different branches off of the word need. Food is also green. Blanket is also green. Then I drew some little pictures of food. I would like to have fruit at my picnic, like strawberries and grapes. And I love crunchy potato chips and sandwiches. So I drew little pictures of those too. And I made my picture of my blanket. Then I think what else I need to bring. Let's see, Trying to think, what else would I need? Well, I got the food and the blanket. How about something to drink, right? So I might bring a big jug of water so that I can drink something there. And I might also need to bring some napkins and things to clean up. So notice I have more green lines, and I'm drawing some little triangle napkins, a little water jug for my water. And the last thing I need to put all that stuff in, can you guess? Can't just carry it all in my arms. I couldn't do that. But what would I have to take with me? Some kind of container, right? Probably take a basket. So go ahead and draw another green line, the word basket, B-A-S-K-E-T, and draw a little basket with your crayons. I hope you can see how organized this mind map is. We have nice orange and blue and purple and green lines that keep it all organized in those 4 different categories or groups. So you can see all of the different parts that we need for our picnic. It keeps us so organized. Next, we want to remember that organization is really important. We want to stay organized in our life, and we want to be able to organize information in our brains and also down on paper. So this is a good thing to practice at home. Mind maps can really help you. So I'm hoping you'll try it out and try to use some at home. Try one at home. Here are some mind mapping ideas. You might mind map grilling out. What would you need to bring or have with you if you're grilling out? What food would you have? What tools would you need? Who would be grilling? Think about that one. Or a trip to the zoo. You could think about how you would get there. You could think about the animals that you might want to see. You could think about the snacks or things that you'd want to bring with you. Maybe you want money for souvenirs. You could think about food you would eat there. You could do a mind map for making a snowman. What are the steps for that? Could you make a mind map of that? Or going to the pool. That might be something we'll be able to do again this summer. So you could mind map what things you would need or what you need to think about if you're going to the pool this summer. I want to thank you for thinking with me today and using the critical and creative thinking strategy, mind mapping, and always thinking about the big idea when we read. I hope you're staying safe and happy at home. We're so glad to have you tuning in, and we hope you'll come again.
Hi, friends. It's so nice to see you here today. I am so excited to share 2 ways to practice your high frequency words at home. And in doing so, we will practice some words together. So let's get started. Hi, friends. A really fun way to practice your words, if you have sidewalk chalk and it's a pretty day, is to write your words on the sidewalk. And then you can enjoy them, and maybe passerbys can enjoy them too. All right, so give me one moment and I'll show you what I mean. All right, here we go. All right, let's read our words. Can, go, my, got, for. Something else that can be fun if your words are still out there later in the day because it hasn't rained, or a few days later. If you have an old paintbrush, you just need a cup of water. You can also practice your words again using the water. Ta-da! So I want to share with you another activity that I like to do with my students at school. And so I've already pre-made 2 sets of cards. They have the exact same words on them. So you could do this at home. It would be perfect if you made your own cards, because then you would be practicing writing these high frequency words. And some of you might call them snap words. That's what we call them at my school. And you can use whatever paper you have. You can cut paper so that it's smaller if you just have like copy paper, or I just found a notepad at home and I grabbed a marker, and that's how I made mine. Or of course, if you have note cards, those are perfect. All right, so let's practice. We're going to read one set of the cards, like I said. Same words are in this other pile. And then I'm going to share with you a game that my students and I like to play. All right, so let's practice. Here we go. Here, play, like, the, is, to, you, it. All right. All right, friends, so now we're ready to play our game or do our activity. And my students love this because it's really about matching the words up quickly and reading them. So for instance, you'll notice like both sets of cards are out. Most of the words might be near each other, but they're not right next to each other. So what this is about is like matching. Can you quickly see the 2 words that go together, put them together, and then read them? So let's play this together. I'll grab the cards. You help me read them. Are you ready? All right, let's go. They go together, right? What is the word? That's right, is. These 2 go together. That's right, the word is to. Keep up the good work. Go together. Well done, the. Same word. What was that? That's right, it is it. Ooh. You, nice job. These 2 go together. Like, well done. What is this word? Play, good job. What about our last word here? It's here, that's right. Good job. I hope you had fun practicing your sight words today, your high frequency words. Keep up the good work.
Hi, kindergarten friends. Mariana and Echo, Baby Echo, and Mr. Holiday are here with Echo's friend, Freddie the Frog. Today I'm going to be reading you a book about how frogs grow. And so Echo told us that she has a friend, Freddie, that lives at a pond. That's where you find frogs. So we've been down here today watching Freddie and Freddie's friends and family swim in the pond behind us. We're really excited to read you this book today because the book is going to teach you how frogs grow and change during their life. And this is a great book for Baby Echo because Baby Echo's been asking a lot of questions lately about how animals grow and change as they get older. I don't know if you're like Baby Echo, but Baby Echo loves to look at pictures of when he was a baby and then see how he looks now and think about how he's going to look as a grown-up. So I brought one of the pictures to show you. Here is a picture of Baby Echo when he was first born. So you can see he started off in an egg and he pecked his way until he hatched out of that egg. And when he was first born, he was white and fluffy. But then, as he grew bigger, his feathers turned brown and he started to get spots. And as he continues to grow, he's going to look more and more like his mom, Echo, so that when he's a grown-up, this is what he will look like. But frogs and owls are not the only animals that grow and change. All animals do. And humans are a kind of animal, so we grow and change too. And Mariana brought some pictures to show Baby Echo and you of how she's grown and changed.
All right, so I have a picture of myself as a baby when I was really little. And then I grew and changed, and here is me as a kindergartner when I was your age. Then I have a picture of me as a middle schooler. And now you all know what I look like as a high schooler.
So what we're going to do is, Mariana and I are going to go over to the bench, and I'm going to read you the book about how frogs grow, and then we're going to play a fun game to see how much we remember from the book. While we're going over to the bench, we're going to let you take a look at Freddie's friends and family swimming in the pond, and you may even see some turtles too. And here are the turtles that live down by the pond where Freddie and his family are. You can even see a little baby turtle up on the log. Okay, let's read the book now. Kindergartners, Baby Echo and I hope you had a great time watching Freddie's family swimming in the pond and seeing the turtles. There are so many interesting things down by a pond. What we want to do now is Baby Echo and I want to read this book with you, How Frogs Grow. This is a nonfiction book, so that means it's a book about things that really happen in the world around us. And this one happens to be about how frogs grow and change during their life. So in other words, this book is about the life cycle of a frog. And we know all living things have life cycles. People have life cycles. Other animals have life cycles. Plants have life cycles because we all grow and change over time. So the title of this book is How Frogs Grow. The author is Russ Boyack. So Russ Boyack wrote the words. The illustrator, so the person who drew the really cool pictures, is Leanne Schneider. Now, one thing I like to do before I read a book to make sure I can get everything out of the book possible is to do a picture walk or a bookie lookie before I even read the words to help me understand what this book is going to be about. So let's do that now. So I see on the front here something that sort of looks like frogs, but they have long tails. And I've never seen a frog with a long tail. So I'm curious what that's going to be about. And then when I go to the first page here, I see white circle things underwater on a leaf. Those almost look like eggs to me, but I've never seen eggs underwater. And they don't look like the hard egg that Baby Echo came out of, but I'm sure I'll find out what that's about when I read the book. Oh, there are those eggs again. I think they're eggs. Ooh, They were definitely eggs because something is coming out of them. And I know that sometimes animals come out of eggs. I'm not quite sure what that is. Whatever it is, it got bigger. Look, it's getting a long tail now. Not sure what this has to do with a frog, but okay, I'll find out when I read the book. Oh, look, back legs, long tail. That's sort of starting to look like a frog to me. Now it's got front and back legs. Still a long tail. Here, swimming again. Oh, it looks like the tail's getting smaller. Oh, the tail definitely got smaller. Well, that looks just like a frog now. Oh my goodness. It was a frog. Look, there the frogs up on the riverbank now. That must be all the ways that a frog changes during its life cycle. Huh. Tell you what, I'm going to go back and read the words now and find out what was going on all those pages. So let me go back to the title page. Here it is. How Frogs Grow. A frog lays eggs in water. So those were eggs. Tadpoles come out of the eggs. Ooh, so those are called tadpoles. Interesting. The tadpoles have long tails. That's why I noticed tails getting long. The tadpoles grow back legs. I remember seeing that. The tadpoles grow front legs. The tadpoles are now froglets. Oh, how interesting. So they started off as eggs, then they were tadpoles, and now once they get front and back legs, they're called froglets. The froglets grow and grow. Their tails get smaller and smaller. The froglets are now frogs. That was so cool seeing how the frog changed as it got older and older. Now we're going to do something fun to see if we can remember what all we learned in this book. A few weeks ago, you read the book, What Animals Eat. And when you were done, we gave you a book of just the pictures, and you wrote your own words to retell the story. Today, what we're going to do is I cut out pictures from the book. You can draw your own at home if you want to. And now Baby Echo is going to work with Mariana to retell all the changes that a frog goes through in its lifetime. And then when Baby Echo's done, you can do something like that at home. So let's go back to Mariana and Freddie and Echo and get started. Now, boys and girls, like I told you, we're going to play a fun game with the pictures from the book to help us remember what we learned about how frogs grow. So I cut out pictures from the book, and I've mixed up the order on my board here. And Baby Echo and Mariana are going to see if they can remember all the different changes from the beginning that a frog goes through. Now at home, you could draw these pictures or you could trace them in your book if you wanted to do something similar. So let's look at the pictures. Here there's a picture of a frog. Here we see a picture of a tadpole. Here's a picture of the froglet where it has its front and back legs. Here's a picture of frog eggs. Here's a picture of the tadpole with back legs. Here's a picture of eggs. And here's a picture of the froglet once the tail has started to be absorbed into the body. So Mariana and Baby Echo are going to put them in order. Baby Echo is going to tell Mariana what happens first in the life of the frog. And then if they need help, they'll ask you.
All right, Baby Echo, do you remember what the beginning is? Baby Echo says frogs start out as eggs.
That's right. So I'll put, and Freddie agrees. I'll put the eggs up there.
All right, Baby Echo, what's up next? She's thinking about it. Baby Echo says those eggs hatch and there's tadpoles.
Is that right, Freddie? All right, the eggs hatch, and out comes some tadpoles.
All right. Baby Echo, do you remember what's next? Yep. She says those tadpoles grow and they become bigger tadpoles.
All right, Freddie says that's right. Oh, here's the picture of the tadpole growing and getting bigger.
All right, the next step is a little tricky, Baby Echo. Do you remember it? Baby Echo says she doesn't quite remember. Do you all know what it is? Oh, Baby Echo, I think I heard someone say that the back legs grow. Do you agree? Back legs grow.
Freddie says yes, back legs grow. Here we go. All right.
All right, Baby Echo, after the back legs, what comes next? Baby Echo says the front legs.
The front legs, Freddie? Yeah. Ooh, Baby Echo, do you remember what it's called once it gets those front legs, or do you need to ask a friend?
Baby Echo says she liked to phone a friend.
Okay, go ahead. Ask one of those guys.
Guys, do you remember what it's called when the tadpole has their front and back legs? I heard someone say a froglet. Yep, it's a froglet. All right, Baby Echo, what happens next? Baby Echo says the tail starts getting absorbed into the body.
Oh, and I have a picture there of the tail being absorbed into the body. Yep, that's what Freddie says happens next for the froglet.
All right, and we'll let you all decide what the last step is. You remember what it is? Comes a frog, an adult frog.
And there's the adult frog. I'll put it right there. And guys, you can take a close look at it. And there's the life cycle of the frog. First, soft eggs. Then the tadpole comes out. The tadpole gets bigger. The tadpole starts to grow back legs, then back and front legs. So now it's a froglet. The tail gets absorbed into the body, and then you have a frog. Great work today, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie, Mr. Holiday, Echo, Mariana, and Baby Echo.
Bye.
Hi there, Arlington Public School learners. Miss Franz here with another critical and creative thinking lesson for you. Again, my name is Miss Franz, and I am the resource teacher for the gifted over at Arlington Traditional School. For today's lesson, we are going to be using the story How Frogs Grow that is in the kindergarten learning packet for this week. If you happen to have this story, now would be a great time to go pick it up. As well, for today's lesson, you're going to need some materials like paper and a pencil. Or if you happen to have any coloring materials like crayons, markers, colored pencils, you can go ahead and grab that now too. Let's begin. So first, let's go over our learning goals for today. We read the story How Frogs Grow, and we're going to review what we remember about life cycles. We're going to make connections between frogs' life cycles and other cycles throughout the world. And then finally, I'm going to leave you with some fun family engagement tips that you can continue your learning at home. Let's begin. Take a look at a few pictures from our story from How Frogs Grow. What things do you remember? Take a look at that top picture. Do you see the frog's eggs then growing into, what was that word? Tadpoles. Yes. Then do you see the picture where the tadpoles are growing into froglets? Yes, I see it too. And then finally, I see those adult frogs. Great remembering from our story. Let's watch a short little video clip to learn a little bit more about frogs and the life cycle of them. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's from National Geographic.
Here in the South American rainforest, you're watching what should be a joyous event. The laying of hundreds of eggs by a mother frog.
Wow, that's
In
so
truth,
many.
only a very few of these eggs will blossom into full frogdom.
Oh.
Drought will take a toll, and predators will menace these babies at every step of their development.
Kind of gross, but cool.
Some clever moms lay their eggs in trees.
Oh, that's
foiling
smart.
the predators below. Take a look at some super close-up micro camera footage of a frog taking the journey from egg to tadpole. Here, captured on film, is the miracle of life.
So neat.
When the tadpoles outgrow the birth chamber, they have to find another source of water fast. Of course, Mom took care of everything. She laid her eggs above a jungle pool.
Oh, that's smart.
Suddenly, they're no longer big tadpoles in a self-contained micropond. Now they're tiny tadpoles in a huge body of water, where their bodies and legs develop quickly.
Wow.
Predators lurk everywhere.
Uh-oh.
Like this water bug, for instance.
Gross.
It's a simple, deadly transaction.
Uh-oh.
It shoots its venom in, then sucks the life out. The survivors, like this one, will soon lose their tadpole tails and be able to scramble up on land. But they'll continue to live in the water, where they first high-dived into the world and began their astonishing adventure.
Wow, that really is an astonishing adventure. Boys and girls, take a look at our picture. What are some things that you're noticing from this? Oh, you're probably saying to yourself, well, Miss Franz, it's the frog life cycle. Where does it begin? Where part of the cycle does the frog's life cycle begin? That's right, with the eggs. Notice that this is a cycle and it's a circle, where it means it's a continual pattern. We're going to go through this life cycle and we're going to use this phrase to help us think about going on to each stage of the cycle. So just like what you said, the first part is the eggs. When I see eggs, what does it make you think of? Use the sentence starter up there to help you. So when I see the eggs, it makes me think about the frog mom placing them on a leaf. What does it make you think of? Let's go on to the tadpole. When I see the tadpole, it makes me think of what? Well, when Miss Franz sees the tadpole, it makes me think about how the body is growing. What about the froglet? When you see the froglet, what does it make you think of? Make sure to tell someone at home or say it out loud. When I see the froglet, it makes me think that the legs are beginning to grow into an adult frog. Boys and girls, we're going to use this sentence starter. When I see blank, it makes me think of blank. And hopefully it'll help us see the continual pattern of a cycle. What other life cycles do you know of? Say them out loud. What other life cycles are there? Well, Miss Franz thought of a few. Did you learn back in school the life cycle of a plant? How does the cycle of a plant start? That's right, with a seed. When I see a seed, what does it make you think of? Say it. When I see a seed, it makes me think of, well, it makes me think of how tiny it is, how I'm going to need to water the seed. When I see a seed, it makes me think of the dirt that it needs to grow in. What's the next part of the seed life cycle? Do you know what it's called? Great job, a sprout. Now, when I see a sprout, it makes me think of how the plant is beginning to grow. What about you? Fill in the sentence starter. When I see a sprout, it makes me think of what? Great job. What about the next stage of the plant life cycle? We have the seed, the sprout, then the seedling. See if you could do this one on your own. When I see a seedling, it makes me think of nice job. When I see a seedling, it makes me think of how the plant is beginning to grow a stem and long roots. So what is the final part of our plant life cycle? We have a seed, into a sprout, into a seedling, then finally into a plant. Sometimes we call it an adult plant or a flowering plant. Or you'll see here, this one is like a fruit plant with the tomatoes. When you see a plant, what does it make you think of? What do you have? What do you have to say? Great job, boys and girls. What other life cycles can you think about? We talked about frog life cycle, plant life cycle. Was there any other, maybe an animal life cycle that you perhaps learned about? One I was thinking about was a butterfly life cycle. You too? Awesome. Take a look at this continual cycle. When you see what first, what does it make you think of? That's right, the egg comes first. Fill out the sentence. When I see an egg, it makes me think of Do you remember the next part of the butterfly life cycle? Right, the caterpillar. Go ahead and fill out or say out loud the next stage. Here we go. When I see a caterpillar, what does it make you think of? Great job. What's the next part? So we have the egg, the caterpillar. Oh, the chrysalis. When I see a chrysalis, what does it make you think of? I think I'm hearing some really great vocabulary. After the chrysalis, and it gets out of it, we have an adult emerging. Wow. And then finally, when it leaves, it's an adult butterfly. So boys and girls, I want you to fill out and say, when I see an adult butterfly, it makes me think of what? Great job. Boys and girls, thinking about the life cycle of a butterfly made me think about a story I have about a caterpillar. I'm going to read that story with you today. And it's actually a story that comes from our Jacob's Ladder. Jacob's Ladder is a reading comprehension program that we use in Arlington to think about things critically. Now you see the ladder, it's kind of a hierarchy here. It starts from the bottom and you work your way up step by step. So each question after our reading is going to build up our level of thinking, and it's so fun. But before we start working on the Jacob's Ladder questions, let's read the story. Like I said, it's called The Caterpillar. The author is actually unknown, but it's a poem. So I'm going to read it for us, and you can follow along on the screen as I read it. The Caterpillar. A tired caterpillar went to sleep one day in a snug little cradle of silken gray. And he said, as he softly curled up his nest, "Oh, crawling was pleasant, but rest is best." He slept through the winter, long and cold, all tightly up in his blanket rolled. And at last he awoke on a warm spring day to find that winter had gone away. He woke to find he had golden wings and no longer needed crawl over sticks and things. Said the glad butterfly, "But the sky is best when we learn to fly." Wow, what a great poem. It really kind of talked about the life cycle of a butterfly, the progress of it, without specifically talking about egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, emerging adult butterfly. It was more of a story, wasn't it? Let's dive into those Jacob's ladder questions that I was talking about. Let's go. All right, our first one is we're going to talk about paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is a way to just talk about a story. We don't reread the story word for word, but we talk about a character, or in this case, the butterfly. Go ahead and can you just talk about and paraphrase what happened to the butterfly in the story over time? If you happen to have your paper, you could draw a picture about what happened to the butterfly over time in our story. Or if you want to write a sentence, what happened to the butterfly over time? Paraphrase for me. Wow. I hope that I get to see these pictures someday that you're making. Or if you're writing a sentence, that's awesome. Even if you just say it out loud, what happened to the butterfly? That's a great idea too. I'm going to give you a few more seconds to finish working on this part. What happened to the butterfly over time? All right, we're going to pause here, but you can always come back to the paraphrasing or your picture and writing after the segment is over. Let's go to the second Jacob's ladder question. All right, boys and girls, we're going to think about and work on summarizing. Have you ever heard that word before, summarizing? That's a really big word. Can you say it with me? Summarizing. Great job. Summarize the life cycle of a caterpillar in words or pictures using scientific research. So let's think about that. When we summarize, there's some vocabulary words that we use. Think about what happened first in our poem or in the life cycle of a caterpillar. What happens next? What happens then or after that? Nice job. And then finally or last, what happens? Boys and girls, when we summarize, we usually use first, next, then, or last. You can either say your summary out loud, or you can work on it with pictures or with words. But let's think about our question includes scientific research. I have a little video I'm going to show you to learn a little bit more about the butterfly life cycle. Let's watch so then we can add to our summaries of the life cycle of a caterpillar.
How do you make a butterfly? First, a butterfly lays an egg on a plant. A caterpillar hatches out of it and gets busy eating. As it eats, it grows and molts out of its skin to get even bigger, and repeats this until it is a fully grown caterpillar. It attaches itself to a plant and sheds its skin one last time to reveal its chrysalis. Inside, the tissues that made up the caterpillar rearrange to form a head and body, 6 legs, and 4 wings.
Wow.
Then, when its own genes and the climate indicate the time is right, out pops the butterfly. This entire cycle, from egg to caterpillar to chrysalis to butterfly, is known as metamorphosis because the animal goes through striking, distinct life stages. Now our butterfly will find a mate so it can start the butterfly life cycle all over again.
Wow. Boys and girls, we could watch from that video, you can use the information to summarize. Was there stuff missing from the actual poem that you could probably add to make it more scientifically correct? What would you add? Think about the video we just watched. There was a lot of vocabulary. I heard metamorphosis, chrysalis. What other words did you hear? Well, I hope you can continue working on your summary of the life cycle of a caterpillar and think about what was missing from our poem to make it more scientifically correct. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Another part of our Jacob's Ladder activity today is to think about creative synthesis. This is where we're going to take it up to a whole other notch, and we're going to think about not just the life cycle of a butterfly, but now the life cycle of a frog. We read the story, How Frogs Grow. So we're going to use our background knowledge from the story, or our background knowledge from life, our knowledge from the story, and from when we watched the little video segment, and we're going to create a poem that was written about a frog instead of the caterpillar. How would you end it? So boys and girls, now would be a great time for you to work on creating a poem about a frog instead of a caterpillar. Go ahead, start working on it. I'll give you a few minutes. Perhaps you're going to use words like tadpole and froglet, eggs. You can use your summary words too to help you if you'd like. First, next, then last. Or really think about it as a story. Pretend that you are a frog and you're talking about your whole cycle of a life. What would you include? I think I have a lot of creative juices flowing up here. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. You can always come back to this poem because you probably shouldn't be done in this minute that I gave you, but you have a great start. Let's think about the last part of how you're going to end your poem. We're going to use how the author ended the butterfly caterpillar poem to help us with our ending of our poem. Let me explain a little bit more. So we're going to rewrite the last 2 lines of the poem as if they were about a frog. But we're going to try to be a scientist and use scientific things that we've learned from our book, How Frogs Grow. You can either write or draw your answer right now with Miss Franz. So let's think back. What are our last 2 lines from the caterpillar poem? One was, he woke to find he had golden wings and no longer needed crawling over sticks and things. Pretty creative writing. Oh, the earth is nice, said the glad butterfly, but the sky is best when we learn to fly. Again, very creative use of words, don't you think? Let's use this framework to help us with our frog poem. He woke to find he had golden wings. Well, we know frogs don't have golden wings. But we could say that the frog did wake up to find what? He woke to find, you fill in the blank. Either draw a picture or write it out or say it out loud. He woke to find what? Was it he woke to find his body growing? His legs growing? Perhaps he woke to find that he was on the leaf, his egg, or maybe somewhere in his surroundings. What did you come up with? What about and no longer needed what? What does the tadpole have no use for? What did he grow out of? In our caterpillar story, the author said no longer needed crawling over sticks and things. How can you creatively talk about how he no longer needed parts of the tadpole? Do you know what parts I'm talking about? How about, oh, the earth is nice, said the glad butterfly. What would the frog say? How would he describe the earth? Oh, the earth is wet? Or how else would a frog describe it? Oh, the earth is blank, said the blank frog. The author used the word glad butterfly. But what's another word to describe the frog? Good ideas. Maybe the frog is energetic or jumpy. Great ideas. And then the last part, but the blank is best when we learn to, think about it from the frog's point of view. I don't know if the frog would say the sky is best, but what other part of the land or area is best for the frog? But the blank is best when we learn to, well, frogs don't fly. What could I change fly to? Very creative, boys and girls. And then when you're done, you can put it all together. Great job going through the ladder of Jacob's questions. Let me leave you with some family engagement tips. You can always continue to do some more research on frogs by going to the National Geographic website. I have the hyperlink here, but it's just kids.nationalgeographic.com, and they have plenty of activities to learn more about frogs. I was blown away from the games to the magazines. When you do this research, it's going to help you continue working on your poem. Remember to add on to your poem from the frog's point of view. Also, think about some of the vocabulary words I have up on our screen. If you have an electronic device like a phone or a tablet nearby, you might want to screenshot this, because these words are going to help you add on to your poem. And then finally, I want you to think about cycles. What other cycles are there? Of course, there's different other life cycles, but there's other cycles all over and around us, like the moon, perhaps. What other cycles can you think of? I want you to generate a list of as many different cycles that you can think of. Can you come up with 10? Maybe 20? Let's see. Boys and girls, that concludes it for today. Thank you so much for sticking around for How Frogs Grow and working on today's Jacob's Ladder questions and poem. Please tweet at me, at Ms. Franz, if you do any of these activities today, or you can always feel free to email me at caitlin.franz@apsva.us. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
This week's family literacy tip is about writing. As adults, writing is part of our everyday lives. Writing can and should be part of a child's everyday life as well. Kindergartners can use writing as part of play. Having writing materials near a child's play area encourages them to use writing as part of their play. If children are playing restaurant, they can create menus. If they're playing school, they can create charts. If they're playing veterinarian, they can write notes about their patients. If building with Legos or blocks, they can write labels about their creations. The possibilities are endless. Kindergartners can use writing to help their parents. Kindergartners love to write lists. Have them help you write the grocery list or a list of chores or tasks to be completed around the house. They can help you write a schedule for the day or write family reminders or announcements to post around the house. Kindergartners can use writing to show others they care. They can create thank you notes for the mailman or grocery store clerk. They can write thank you notes to their moms, dads, sisters, or brothers who take care of them and help them. They can make signs or posters to hang in their windows to encourage others. Kindergartners can use writing to enhance their drawings. Adding labels to their drawings helps them talk about their picture and can lead to the writing of a sentence or two. Writing in whatever language or languages the child and family speak in the home is encouraged. One important thing to remember about our kindergartners' writing is the goal is the process, not the product. In other words, correct spelling isn't necessarily what we care about. What we do care about is kids saying words slowly and repeatedly to isolate the dominant sounds they hear, matching those sounds to a letter, and then recording the letter on paper. Parents can help by saying words slowly for or with their kiddos, emphasizing the dominant sounds at the beginning, middle, or end of a word. Having an alphabet chart available is a great way to support your child with this process. If they are struggling to identify the letter that matches the sound, it is okay to offer them a choice. Do you hear P, pig, P at the beginning of pizza? Or J, jump rope, J? If you aren't sure what your kiddo has written, you can ask them to read it back to you. Once you know what they were trying to say, you can often figure out what they were using but confusing. Finally, displaying your kiddo's writing around the house will give them a sense of pride, as well as providing encouragement and purpose for future writing. Enjoy writing with your kindergartner. It can be great fun.
Oh, I'm so glad you came by. I was just playing the Five Little Ducks song. But you're right. It's time for math. It's time for math. It's time for math workshop. My name is Lana Hall. My kindergarteners at Carlin Springs Elementary School call me Mrs. Hall, and we could do the Five Little Duck song for our number sense routine today. You could even make your own ducks with crayons and scissors and a glue stick. And don't forget to make your paper hill so that Mama Duck can't see where her baby ducks are hiding. Ready to play the song with me? 5 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mama Duck said quack, 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 but only 4 little ducks came back. 1 and 4 makes 5. 4 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mama Duck said quack, 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 but only 3 little ducks came back. 2 and 3 makes 5. 3 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mama Duck said quack, 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 but only 2 little ducks came back. 3 and 2 makes 5. 2 little ducks went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mama Duck said quack, 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 but only 1 little duck came back. 4 and 1 makes 5. 1 little duck went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mama Duck said quack, 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 but none of those little ducks came back. 5 and 0 makes 5. Sad Mama Duck went out one day, over the hills and far away. Mama Duck said quack, 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 quack. Then all 5 of those little ducks came back. I just love that song. I love when all the little ducks come back at the end, and it gives us the chance to practice decomposing 5, which is a foundation skill before we do subtraction. And now, my friends, we get to do an activity that's on page 105 in your learning packet for May 26, and also on May 29 on page 106. This is your May Learning Packet from Arlington Public Schools. It's all about a fair share. And my friend Oliver said that he would help me play this game. So Oliver and I want to make a fair share of beans. I've got 12 beans. I like to pretend they're magic beans. And Oliver and I both want a fair share. Here's a chant that will help us remember how to do it. It goes like this. We tap on our knees 2 times and then clap 1 time, like this. Hi there, come on, let's share. Let's make sure our share is fair. I get half and you get half. Let's take care to make a fair share. Thanks for doing that with me. That's going to help me remember how to do a fair share. Now, just for fun, let's show what a fair share is not. Oliver, I know you want some of my magic beans, but they're all mine and you don't get any. Was that a fair share? No. How about this? All right, Oliver, I know you want some of my magic beans, so I'm going to keep most of them, but I will give you one. Was that a fair share? No. I did share, but it wasn't a fair share. To show how to do a fair share, please look down on my desk. Thanks for playing the fair share game with me, Oliver. Here's our magic beans in a pile on the table between us. How do I make it equal? How do I make sure Oliver has a fair share, and so do I? I can start by just moving part of the pile over to him and keeping part of the pile. The piles look pretty good. Is it fair? I'm going to make sure by lining them up and counting them. So I'm going to line up my friend Oliver's, and then I'll line up my magic beans. And when I line them up, I can see right away that I have one more. So I'm going to move it over here to Oliver's side because I want it to be fair. Now, Oliver has half, and I have half the magic beans. I can also show this on paper. Here, I drew the magic beans, and I put them on the table between us. Now, I'm going to draw a line to show how to make a fair share. I think I'll try making it right here. How did I do? Uh-oh. If I make the line there, my friend Oliver has fewer magic beans, and I have more. That's not equal, so I'll try again. Here's another drawing of the magic beans I put on the table between us, and this time I'm going to look and take my time to make sure that I make the line where it's fair. I'll try right here. How did I do this time? That's it. That's a fair share. Now, Oliver has half the beans, and I have half the magic beans. You know, there's another way to play the fair share game. We went in the kitchen and we made Play-Doh pie. Here's a Play-Doh pie, and I'll put it here on the table between us. I also got a butter knife that's not sharp at all from the kitchen. And I'm going to make a line on my pie so that Oliver has a fair share and I have a fair share. I'll try making it right here. How did I do? Uh-oh. If I put the line there, I do not have a fair share. I have less of the pie, and Oliver has more of the pie. I'm going to turn it over and try it again. This time, I'll be careful to make sure that I put the line right in the middle. How about that? Yes, now I have half the pie and Oliver has half the pie. I can show this game on paper also. Look, I drew my Play-Doh pie, a circle, right here on my paper, and I'm going to put it on the table between us. Now I'll take my pen again, and I'm going to be careful to make sure that I don't accidentally draw it too close to me or too close to Oliver. I'm going to put it right in the middle so that we both get a fair share of the pie. Whether we are playing this game with one region to make fair shares, or we're playing the game with a set, we can make fair shares that show half for each of two people. Hi there. Come on, let's share. Let's make sure our share is fair. I get half and you get half. Let's take care to make a fair share. Oliver, let's do our reflection. Will you do it with us? Reflection is when we think about how it went today. What was a part in our math workshop that we did really well? What's a part that was a little tricky for us and we could use more practice? How can we use what we learned today? Hey, families. This work in making fair shares is the foundation on which all future learning about fractions will be built. So we want young children to get lots of practice with making half before we move on to other fractions. Whether your child's making a fair share with a set of objects or making a fair share out of a single region, we want them to get this practice in lots of different ways. Making dinner? Ask your child to divide a pile of potatoes into 2 fair shares. Setting the table? Ask your child to put half the cups and napkins on this side of the table and half on the other side. Have a wonderful time making fair shares with your child, and I wish for you lots and lots of magic beans. 1, 2, 3.
As we end this episode of At Home with APS, we hope that you enjoyed seeing APS teachers and staff bringing literacy instruction into your own home. Maybe you even got to see one of your very own teachers that you worked with during the school year. I'm sure that was really exciting for you. So we invite you, parents and families, to continue to take videos and pictures of how you are engaging in literacy activities while at home. Be sure to tag us on whatever social media outlet you prefer using the hashtag @HomeWithAPS, and we look forward to seeing all the exciting and creative ways APS students and families are engaging with literacy while at home. And who knows, maybe you can make a special guest appearance on At Home with APS. Speaking of which, check out this dedicated APS student as she practices hearing all of the sounds in the word box. Until our next early literacy episode, we ask that you stay safe, stay healthy, Arlington, and we look forward to seeing you again soon for our next edition of At Home with APS.